What's up, guys? It's Emily back with another video. So today I'm going to be doing a girl talk for you guys. I've been loving doing girl talks, and today we are going to be talking about all things relationships. So I'm going to be giving you guys my relationship advice and basically things I've learned through being in a relationship for the last 8.5 years, and just give you guys my advice to have a successful relationship and things you should do to leave. So I hope you guys enjoy, and let's get this started. Okay, so if you guys are wondering what is on my hand, I believe I sprained my wrist. I banged my arm really hard. So I've just been wearing this, but I still got my ring. Look how pretty. So I'm gonna be giving you guys my advice on everything relationships to have a successful relationship. And also key points of when not to stay in a relationship if it becomes there's red flags. So I'm gonna giving you guys my advice of things that I've learned through my 8.5 year relationship with Matt. So the first thing I want to say is when someone shows you their true colors the first time, do not ignore it. I cannot stress this enough. Guys, if the person that you are dating or if you're interested in or whatever the case is, do not ignore their true colors. If they start showing negative traits, they start switching up their actions, whatever the case is, do not ignore it. Pay attention and see if it continues. If it was just like a one-day thing and they're just having a stressful day, fine. But if they're showing you day by day like a lot of red flags and a lot of negative traits and things that they shouldn't be doing in a relationship, do not ignore it. Do not stay with that person. Red flags and true colors play a big role, especially in a relationship. Somebody could act one way for 3-4 months and then switch up at the 6-month year mark and start acting like a completely different person. So that is one of my advice, because honestly, like my past relationships, I ignored true colors. I still do. As a good person, you know, you want to give them the benefit of the doubt and things like that. Like, no, don't do it. Regardless of what your heart is telling you, do not do it, because you're going to keep yourself in a situation that you're not going to be happy in. So don't do it. That's just my advice. Next advice I have is don't feel bad doing what's right for you. If you are no longer happy in the relationship, whether you guys just started it, you guys are just 3-4 months in, you guys are like 2 years in, 5 years in, if you're not happy with the way things are going, don't feel bad. Do things that are going to make you happy, because at the end of the day, if the person you're giving this person 75 and they're only giving you 25, it's not worth continuing a relationship that you're giving your all and they're only giving 25% of them, you know. So do what's right for you. Do, regardless of how questionable and how many times you're gonna re-question yourself and how many times the person's gonna beg you. Don't stay, especially if they start begging. Don't stay. You got to do what's right for you at the end of the day. Don't play in the manipulation either. People have a tendency of a way of manipulating, and that is also a really big red flag when it comes to doing what's right for you. Guys, girls have a tendency of manipulating and saying things, everything you want to hear, especially when you're ready to leave. And they should have showed you that when they shouldn't have showed you it when you're actually gonna leave. They should have showed you it in the midst of the relationship, not when now, because you're leaving and doing what's right for you. So at the end of the day, do what's right for you. Don't play into, or don't feed into the person's manipulation. And you know, and also one of my advice I want to say to this one is, don't feel like that you're not going to be able to find anybody after that relationship, or don't feel like you're not going to be able to live without this person. You know, relationships come and go, and regardless of which, there's so many fishies in the sea. And you know, another man's trash is another man's treasure. And I love to say that, regardless if it's whatever your relationship dynamic is, another person's treasure, I mean, another person's trash will be another person's treasure. So yeah, the relationship may not have worked, but don't feel like you're not doing what's right for you. Don't listen to that voice in the back of your head, because it will keep you in a situation and the cycle will continue. Advice that I have a couple, guys. If you say you are done, be done. Oh my god, I can't stress this enough. This one is so important. If you are done with the relationship, or you are done with that person, mean it. Say you are done. Don't start changing your relationship statuses on Facebook or whatever the case is. Don't do it until you know you are officially done. Because you're going to look like a fool staying with this person, and then you have all your family questioning you, all your friends questioning you. And don't be like so like out in the world telling your business to everybody, and then you end up staying with that person, because it's going to backfire on you. It's going to backfire. You're going to get a lot of judgment. Regardless, you know, people's opinions don't matter, but when you say something like you're done, mean it. Because staying in a relationship that it's just constantly fighting and complicated, it's not worth it. If you want to have a successful relationship and you want to continue the relationship, don't continuously say, oh, I'm done with you, we're breaking up, blah 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 blah, yada 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 yada. Be done. If you're done, be done. And I know it takes a village to be done. You know, it takes a whole lot of guts to just leave the person you've been with for the last 3+ years, a year, whatever the case is. If you're a person that falls hard for somebody, and you're a person that has a hard time with letting go or having a good heart, I completely get it. You know, I'm more like that when it comes to my friendships, but when you're saying that you're done, mean it. Don't start a rant. Don't start bashing each other. Don't talk negative of each other, and don't put everybody in your business, because it's not worth it. If you're a person that does action before actually meaning what they say, you're gonna regret it. I'm telling you, you're gonna regret it. If you're done, just be done. That's it. Done. Okay. The next advice I have is work on communication. Communication is the key. Guys, me and Matt have been such a successful relationship, even through the long distance, and even through what we've been through and all the little petty arguments, whatever the case is. We've been together since we were 16, and everybody and their mother doubted that we were going to continue to be together. Everybody, because a lot of people looks at long distance as it's not going to work out. It's not going to work out. And one thing I could say is communication is a key, guys, especially regardless of what your relationship is like, whether it's long distance, whether it's like in person, IRL, whatever the case is, communication is the key. Even if you guys are living together. Me and Matt transitioned from long distance to living together, and I cannot stress enough how good our communication is. When we're feeling something, we tell each other. And if something's bothering you guys, like if something you want to say to your significant other, you want to say to this person that you're talking to, or whatever the case is, you want to communicate. If you're feeling there's stuff going through your mind, and there's stuff that's bothering you, or there's just like things that you want to talk about with this person, talk about it. And it's not even just like if it's like a problematic thing, also like if you guys are arguing or whatever. It's also like communication. Don't be like sitting on the phone while you guys are like living together, and you know, you guys are sitting on the phone and you're like, oh yeah babe, like, no, like, give each other the same mutual respect, you know. It's all about respect when it also comes to communication. If your significant other wants to tell you about their day, listen. Don't be that person that they're gonna feel like they can't come to you, because then they're gonna start wanting to go to other people to talk to, and that's not the way to do it. Communication is so important. Talk about each other's day. Talk about things that went on at work, or talk about what went on with the kids, or whatever the case is. That just make sure the communication stays alive, because communication will keep your relationship successful regardless of what your relationship type is. I cannot stress that enough. I'm gonna put it in big words. Communication is the key. Please communicate. Okay, so my next advice. Don't listen to rumors. Oh my god, I cannot stress that enough. There are gonna be people looking from the outside in and come to you or come to your significant other and try to make up a rumor or a lie to ruin your relationship. Don't believe everything you hear. If you have a best friend or a person that you genuinely trust, whether it's a family member or a really, really close friend that you know you could take that person's word for it, then fine. But if this person is coming out of like the woodworks and they're like, oh, I heard this down the third about your guys' relationship, or I heard this person was doing this, or you were doing that. Guys, if you're a person that keeps your relationship private, then there shouldn't be rumors. You know what I mean? Like, if your relationship is super private and is between you and your significant other, then only you two guys know what's going on. Not Bob, Harry, and Michaela, you know? If your relationship's private and this person's coming to your significant other and saying this down a third, make sure you communicate and come to your significant other, because you know your partner the best. You know your partner the best. And you know, to go to your partner, you have to communicate and ask them, like, upfront, straightforward. Be like, so I heard this down a third, you know, I got this random message from this random account. And see if your significant other knows that person. If your significant other doesn't even know that person, that's where it's like, that's where you have to be like, nope, don't listen to rumors, because those people are looking for ways to ruin your relationship. Don't. Unless it's a genuine person, like a family member that, like, you know, coming to you like from your side or his side, whatever the case is, then okay, hear it out. But if your relationship, like I said, guys, family members are very spiteful too. If your relationship's private and you do not talk about your business to anyone, private life is a happy life. And you guys know your situation, and you guys had like a minor argument, and you heard this down a third from this other person, it gets where it's like a he said, she said situation. And when it comes to rumors, people will find any way to ruin your relationship, regardless if they think that that you think that that person's happy for you. They're praying for your downfall. So if it's a family member, if it's a close friend, if it's a complete stranger, don't listen to it, or communicate with your partner and make sure that, you know, see what's going on. Next advice I have: protect your peace. This is such a good next advice that I gave you guys, is protect your peace. If you guys are in a relationship where it's very public, or if you're like a person that likes to post photos of your guys' relationship or whatever the case is, protect your peace, because there's gonna be outsiders that are gonna be like trying to judge you from the outside, and there's no reason for it. If you have a person from your significant other's family, or your significant, if you're the if your family is also saying stuff, cut them off. If there's any way you need to do to protect your relationship peace with you and your partner, cut that person off. Whether it's a friend, whether it's a family member, a stranger, an acquaintance, a best friend, whatever it is, cut them off, because nobody's in your relationship but you and your partner. So the only thing that matters is your peace of mind and your partner's peace of mind, not other people trying to get involved in your relationship or, you know, throw their little advice or whatever the case is. Protect your peace, because at the end of the day, it's you and your partner's relationship, and you and your partner's relationship to deal with. So that's what I gotta say. Okay, so my next advice is don't constantly break up and make up. And why I put this as an advice is because I see this on my own social media, guys. I see it from other couples that I have as friends. And it is such a sad thing to watch. Obviously, I'm not going to give my opinion about it, but when you're breaking up and making up and you're posting it, or you're breaking up and you're making up constantly, and then you start telling certain family members of certain families, friends, or whatever the case is, you're going to look like a fool. Constantly breaking up with somebody over small little things, whether it's like jealousy, or whether it's like you didn't like this person's food today, like whatever the case is that you guys may be breaking up for, you know, don't break up and make up. This kind of goes in ties with, if you're done, be done. This goes in ties with this one. If you're done, mean what you say and be done. Don't constantly break up and make up, because it's toxic. It's not good for either one of your guys' mental health, emotional health, physical health. It's not good. And it starts to become a habit, and where you guys are constantly breaking up and making up, it becomes a cycle, and it becomes like your guys' new normal. Communicate. Don't say you're done unless you mean it. And don't publicize your relationship when it comes to breaking up and making up. Like, it's so, like, from an outside point of view, from what I've seen, it's so toxic, and it's not cute. It's not cute. Like, don't say you guys are a power couple because you guys are breaking up and making up. No, that's not how it works. If you guys are breaking up, break up. Like, that's it. If the issue continues, and that's another thing I want to say. If I can't talk. I'm trying to like gather all my thoughts together, and I'm trying to say it for you guys. If the thing that you guys are breaking up for is a constant thing that you guys keep breaking up for, clearly there's a reason that the issue's not getting fixed, and you guys are just breaking up for no reason and not communicating it. And if you guys can't communicate it, then there's nothing worth than actually breaking up about it. You know, if it's not working out and it's the same issue over and over and over and over again, it's not going to work out. It's not. Advice: don't post your relationship business online. Don't post your relationship business online. Don't publicize your relationship. Now, I and Matt, we post pictures of our relationship, obviously. But we don't go on social media and go arguing on social media, on live arguing. We don't go hit the relationship status change. Guys, this kind of goes in ties with the last advice I gave you. It's toxic. It's not cute. People, you're letting the outside world into your guys' inner world of your relationship. People are going to judge you. People are going to have, you're letting people have their opinion about your relationship. If you're writing a status about your significant other, obviously people are going to see that and they're going to have their opinion and they're going to say what they want. You're allowing it. So don't post your business on social media. Don't publicize your relationship. If one day you guys have kids or you guys get married, you guys are going to see this all on social media, and you guys are going to be like, you may laugh about it, but it's not something to laugh about, because it is genuinely toxic and it's not healthy for a relationship. And it's kind of embarrassing when you're trying to like bash your significant other on social media. It's not cute. Whatever you guys got going on, leave it off the internet. Leave it out of people's ears and eyes to see. Whatever happens in your relationship, communicate with your partner, talk about it, and keep it private. Don't try to publicize your guys' issues. You know, it's not healthy. And especially when there's kids involved, or if you guys just got engaged, or you guys just got married, or you guys are pregnant, you know, whatever the case is, you know, even if it's not those type of like like big events that are happening in your life, even if it's just like you guys just having an argument and you decide to post it, it's not worth it, because it's embarrassing not just you, it's also embarrassing your significant other, and it's embarrassing your relationship. So my next advice is, don't let your insecurities make you invade in someone's privacy. I cannot stress that enough. I don't understand when a person has so much insecurity where they have to like look at the person's location, or have their location, or invade in their phone, or go through their bank statements, or whatever the case is. If you're letting your insecurities get in the way of your trust with your partner, that's an issue. It's not cute. It's an issue that you need to work on within yourself. You shouldn't have gotten in a relationship if you're having to follow the person's location. Now, it's one thing having the person's location and hoping for their safety, but then it's another thing where it's like having their location just to see where they're driving to, or if they're saying what they mean, where they are, you know, like it's not healthy, and it puts a big barrier on your guys' trust. And if you guys can't trust each other in a relationship, you guys gonna have a lot of trust issues. If you guys are invading in each other's privacy, and you guys are literally following the person, even if you're following the person or have an air tag on their car, or you're looking at their bank statements, their location, whatever it is, you have all their passwords to something, it's invading in their privacy, and it's not cool. You guys need to communicate and work on your trust with each other, whether it's one person that's having the trust issues or insecurities or whatever you want to call it. It's not healthy. And if you need to work on your insecurities and take your partner's word, then do that. Take your partner's word. If you feel like you can't trust your own partner about what they're saying or where they're going, you guys shouldn't be together. Plain and simple. My biggest advice, I have 2 more advice, guys. I have a lot. I could keep going if I wanted to. My biggest advice is, relationships are 50-50. Relationships are 50-50. You're not going to be giving 75 while your partner is giving 25. You're not going to be giving 35 when your partner is giving 90%. You know, whatever the case is, relationships are 50-50, regardless of what the situation is. If, let's say you guys go on a date night and your partner wants to go on a date and you're willing to pay, then pay. Or you guys want a 50-50 it, you pay half, the other person pays half, whatever. Relationships are 50-50, and it's so important to keep the 50-50 part alive, because you don't want to be giving your all, or being wifey, and or your boyfriend's trying to give husband material, and you're only giving like acquaintance status with your boyfriend. It's not good, because it makes the person feel like you're not willing to commit, or you're not willing to give your all yet. And it also kind of balances your relationship when it comes to making your relationship 50-50. It's really just about respecting each other, and if one person's not feeling well, your partner should pick up and be like, babe, you know what, you rest, take care of yourself, get better, I'm gonna go get you medicine, I'm gonna clean the house, I'll cook dinner. It's just about when your partner's down, or one person's down and the other person needs to just pick up the slack. It's okay, there's nothing wrong with that. And I feel like it's such a controversial thing when people say, like, no, the man should be doing everything. No. The relationship's 50-50. If it's not where it's like one partner is going to be doing everything and you're going to be doing nothing. You're not going to be giving your all. You're not going to be doing nothing. If your partner's sick, you got to take care of them. When you're making a commitment to somebody, you got to give them what they deserve. And same for your partner. They got to give you what you deserve. Don't try to lower your standards because this person's doing so much for you and giving you everything and taking care of you and helping you financially. It's all about 50-50. If one partner's cooking, help your partner do the dishes or something. Whatever the case is, just make it 50-50. Don't try to act like a princess, or let your significant other be lazy. It's all about balance. Okay, so I think I have one last advice. I'm so out of breath. Date nights are essential. Guys, I cannot stress this enough. Date nights are essential. A lot of people, like, when you're in a relationship and you guys are like a year or two in, sometimes your relationship starts lacking date nights. It's so important to continue date nights regardless of how deep your guys' relationship got. Whether it's 8 years, whether it's 20 years, whether it's 1 year, whether it's a couple months, whatever the case is. Date nights are essential. It's important to keep your relationship alive and keep your partner on its toes, or you on your toes. It's always fun to go on a little vacation together, a little getaway, or go out to dinner, go to the movies, go golfing, whatever the case is. Just make it fun filled, or just make it, even if it's like an at-home date. It's just the matter of your partner putting in the effort of like the relationship. You got to keep the relationship alive. You got to keep it more excited. You got to keep the excitement alive within the relationship, regardless of how long you guys been together or how little you guys been together. Date nights are so important when it comes to having a successful relationship. I love date nights. Me and Matt do date nights like all the time. Whether it's at home and I'll cook him a meal, and we'll have like a wrestling night where we'll watch like WWE, or Matt's favorite dates are like going to the movies and going out to a burger joint, or when the weather gets warmer, we love going to the swimming pool, or going to the beach, or mini golfing, bowling. You just got to do things that puts a smile on your partner's face, regardless if you have to dip into your money. You could always replace money regardless of what, but you can't replace the memories with your partner. And that's why I say date nights are essential. So I hope you guys took some knowledge from my advice. I'm not an expertise when it comes to relationships, but I know like the key points to keeping a relationship alive. I've been in my relationship for 8.5 years, and it has been such a successful one. And I'm now engaged. So just, if you are in a relationship, or you're just starting out in a relationship, or you're trying to find ways to keep your relationship alive, or if it's just not working out anymore, just take my advice. And I hope this video helps some people that are maybe struggling in their relationship, or just need some like little girl talk, some advice, some big sister advice. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.